Hello, this is Perez Cheng, Sacoma Global Food Innovation. Today we are opening the food school with a new cohort of learners. We've just been exploring what are the opportunities that in the food sector. We are looking the new students who are joining us from next week. We are going to start running the course on getting ready to retail, working on different products. Already we have amazing students here with several ideas, baby food products. We are talking about different sources. So it's been an amazing morning with very enthusiastic students and very enthusiastic people looking at developing their food products, providing solutions in the food sector. And it's been a really, really inspirational morning, meeting even some of the writers, book writers. It's been a very, very interesting morning. And I look forward to starting to train the students next week for them to work on products that comply for the market, the product that they can grow and they can generate a lot of revenue and they can become very successful business people in the business sector. I'm so privileged to be able to provide this. Thank you.
Welcome to Barking and Dagenham College, the Technical Skills Academy. My name's Errol Parker. I'm the Head of Service Industries. I oversee and look after food in the college. On behalf of myself, Joe and Perez, we'd like to welcome you for today's event.
The event that we're doing for this morning is really about telling you about some new opportunities that there are for people who might be just have some like a passion for food or be interested in exploring the possibilities of working, training or getting involved in your community in the food and hospitality industry. So this is just a quick event that we're doing over a couple of hours to kind of give you some information about some other some new opportunities that we've got coming. And a little bit more about what we're doing. Well, I'm here, I guess, to tell you a little bit more about the work that we've been doing over the last few years that has brought us to doing this. So at the beginning of 2 years ago now, we established a food partnership in Barking and Dagenham, and that's all about people working cross-sector. So whether you're a business, community person, from a voluntary sector organisation, social enterprise, NHS, different parts of the council, anyone who wants to come together to work to improve people's access to healthy, sustainable, culturally diverse, delicious food, the food that everybody here deserves, everybody wants and everybody needs.
We're a community-based company that we try to help the community. That's basically what we are. And we look after our people the best way possible. And every time we go for new businesses, that's how we sell ourselves. We value ourselves to be a community-based company that support the community around us. So that's the main value that we have, and we try to sell out to everyone.
We have to remember that without them people that are working on the sites, we wouldn't have jobs.
Exactly.
So we have to remember that we need to protect these people as much as we can, and that's what we're here for. Day and night, 24 hours a day.
But why I'm here today is to talk about how volunteering in our cooking clubs and our cooking workshops could be and has been a useful stepping stone for volunteers who would potentially look at pursuing a career in the food industry. And at the same time, whilst you are volunteering with us and you think that you want to take a step ahead, then ourselves, Marks It Really Project, we're working in partnership with Barking Enterprise Centres, Chinese over there, and we are running cooking facilitator trainings as well. So we will help to train you as a cooking facilitator at one of these workshops. So again, that's a potential opportunity for you to step up. And while you're a cooking facilitator, you're going to hone in further into leadership, communication skills. Again, if you think you want to step up further, then you can look at a full-fledged career with, for example, and that's why we had Becky and Fabio here to talk to you about how you can do a level 1, level 2, level 3 diploma in a kitchen.
So my name is Perez Cheng. So when we talk about food, we think about the food that is on the table, but cast your mind back, where does food come from? And how does it get to your table? So this whole food supply chain is potential opportunity for developing a food business. If you're trying something already, it shows you have the skill. If you've been attempting something to make, you already have an idea. If you're wishing that you could have something better, you already have the seed for you to be able to work on something. And working to succeed is not going to be half sleeping on your bed. It's winter time. I wish I could just extend my clock. Your alarm clock goes on and well. It's not about cutting corner. In Kenya, we say cutting corner. That means cutting shortcuts. You cannot cut shortcuts by being complacent on compliance, on requirements for regulations and compliance. Food is highly regulated in this country and all over the world. So you can't think, when I say cutting corner, I can give you an example. When you start producing your food products, assuming you're using several ingredients, you're using fish from Ghana, one of your ingredients is tomato sauce, which comes from Italy, and you have Kenyan beans, and you have South African potato. You must constantly be thinking, how am I going to get the supply of these ingredients legally in this country? I have had people who say, I want to make a sauce with a West African fish that is considered a novel ingredient and is not allowed in the country. So your first test today is to look at all your ingredients and find out, are they allowed to be brought legally in this country? It's not the ones you bring in your bags, when you're coming from holiday, because you cannot make a food business from carrying your ingredients in your bag. You're going to have to source them. You're going to have a supply chain. People supply, you keep invoice for traceability. Where did your ingredients come from? You're going to do costing. So this is why Errol talked about mathematics. How do you know that you're actually making a profit? And we had a situation, again in the Funke class, where people think, if I have to go to Asda, there's tomatoes in Asda is 20p cheaper, and then my sugar is cheaper in Tesco, then I've got to run to Tesco, and then your bread is cheaper in cooperative. Look at the amount of time you have spent running to buy this, running to buy that ingredient. We do not cost this in all our production. And your time, people don't value their time. How much is your hourly rate when you're producing your food product? We don't put time, our own time. What is your value? So today I want to talk about value creation. Creating value for you and your product is what will get you to produce revenue for your business and get you ready to retail. It's not easy to walk into that shop and talk to a buyer and say, I have a whole bottle of sauces that I want to retail here. There's a whole lot of documentation that you need to supply in advance of approaching any supermarket or any wholesale buyer. And this is what we are trying to help you to produce. The traceability, the authenticity, the compliant documents required to show that your food has been produced in a safe manner. It is safe to consume. It is packaged appropriately, also complying with the current regulations on packaging and sustainability. So there's a whole lot of things that this course looks at. And if you're going to sign up on today, you are on to greater, mightier things for you to work on your food product. The ultimate idea is at the end of it, you end up with a product that is ready to retail. And because we are a retailer as well, our shop is in Barking and Dagenham. We use our shop as a launchpad where you can test your product ideas and see how people will respond to it, because you want to continue, improve, and make newer versions of the product.